Welcome to the Aaron Show. I am back finally. This is Martin Luther King's Day, 2011, and I am highly blessed and also want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of those that supported our family in one of the darkest hours of our lives. But one of the questions I've been asked, probably more than any other question, is what happened to my father? How did he die? And I have no problem talking about it. And I'm going to tell briefly what happened now without the details. And I feel if you need more details, call me, chat with me. But I must warn you that if you're asking that question, it's a very horrific situation that I witnessed. And I feel like if you want to know, I will tell you. But I feel really sad when I tell people and they're like shocked, and then I feel bad for telling them. And so sometimes people ask me what happened, I say he was working on a truck and he was killed, and they go, okay. And I know they want to know more. But I feel like to me the important part is that you know, because it helps you feel better. I want you to feel better. At the same time, it's not going to hurt me um, to tell the story right now. I've been blessed to the point I can talk about it with no problem. But I just want to give you that opportunity and give you the green light. 'Cause sometimes you want to, like, what do you say? Do you ask them or do you just ignore them and wonder in your mind what? So to answer that question, I was asked, this is November 20th, 2010. It's a Saturday night, I believe. And I was asked to go out and check on my father. He wasn't answering his phone. And so I went out to check on him, and I remember walking down as a little aisleway, a little slab of cement, walking towards the garage. And when I got to the this little awning we have where he was working on the truck, it was no lights. It was pitch black mostly. The only light I could see was some from the light in front of the house, and so I saw a little strip of light that was cut through kind of the area where it's mostly dark. I saw a stocking cap that he was wearing the last time I saw him laying on the ground, and I thought, okay, something's definitely up. And I turned right to my right, and I called out for my dad, and the truck was jacked up on some jacks, and I looked down and I couldn't see him, and he wouldn't answer. I called out his name and he would not answer. And so then I walked to the back of the truck, and my brain started to take everything in, or maybe what could possibly happen. But it's really dark at this point. And I looked maybe about 15 yards from the back of the truck. I looked and I saw my father. But in my mind, all I could see is a silhouette of a dark figure laying on their back, it looked like to me. And I walked quickly over to him, and I was standing over him, and I called out his name 3 times. Now, understand, the moment I walked up to him, even before I even got all the way to him, I knew my father was along with me, probably intellectually, but emotionally and in your brain, I can't describe it, but your brain starts to reach for hope on some level. And maybe to protect itself or whatever, it was one of those moments. So I walked over and I called for my dad 3 times. And the third time, everything kind of came clear of what my reality was. But for the first time in my life, I felt like going insane and just not dealing with my reality seemed very attractive. It just almost came over me. And at that moment, right before my brain just snapped, right before that moment, almost like my dad's spirit or his angel, or maybe it was my angel or God, just gave me the biggest blessing, spiritual hug. It just like all over my body, like it just wrapped around me for like maybe 4 or 5 seconds. And I was still sad, I was still shocked, but it was enough to keep me here and keep me sane and keep me able to do the things that I need to do in the upcoming days, weeks, and months. And I stood there for a moment and felt it, and I turned away, and I started to think about running back to tell everyone else what had I seen, but my legs didn't work properly, so I walked back to the house. And I came in and I sat down, and I said, and my mother said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Daddy's dead." And that's really weird. And to me, I feel like the house just was alive with crying and screaming, and they wanted to go outside and check on Daddy. And I told them, don't go outside, just stay inside the house. You don't want to go out there. And I get the urgency to want to know. They want to know what happened, and I kind of gave them a brief understanding of what had happened. I called 911, and the operator, she was doing the best she could, but she was really making me angry on some of the instructions she was giving me. But I understood that she was doing the best she could, and I was doing the best I could. So the fire department came, the police came, the coroner eventually came. They did an investigation, took pictures, and examined everything. And oh wow, the basket just fell. Sorry. And for me, I feel like it's really weird. I really feel like the life-changing moment of that night will stay with me forever, and it has driven me to live my life a lot differently. That I am more about my dreams, about my passions, about my life, and about loving those that I love and getting stupid people out of my life. If you are a stupid person, I just let you out of my life, let you go. I cannot tolerate that anymore. And those people that are amazing that came through with our family, our friends and family, you guys are amazing. So I love you all, and I hope that this video starts to answer some questions maybe you had, and give you the green light to talk to me about it if you feel like you need to know more. I love you all, and the Aaron Aaron Show is back. I'm sorry we started on this kind of a dark note, but we're back, and we're real. Love you all. Peace.